So I did this book in 3 parts. Part 1 is The Beast. Part 2, Taming the Beast. And Part 3 is Nature of the Beast. So I wanted to explain about how you go through from the times that you're diagnosed, you feel awful about it, everything's a nightmare, and then you learn how to tame it, and then you understand the actual nature of it. So that was the kind of map of the book, if you like. Chapter 1, it all goes horribly wrong. So it was 2010, and my joints absolutely exploded. I went to the doctors. None of my previous knowledge that I thought I was very knowledgeable about. I wrote my first book with diet stuff in it, exercise, things like that, about Ayurveda in 1996. Still available on Kindle. I've changed the diet section though. The rest of it was good. Yeah, I was caught up in all the doctor's advice because mine wasn't working, my knowledge wasn't working. And it's awful. It's a proper nightmare. You don't know what's going on. The doctors don't know what's going on. They really don't know what's going on. If you're watching this and you're newly diagnosed, you'll relate to this bit so well. Battling with the doctors, really trying to get some kind of sense out of them, some explanation, and you realise there is none. So in the end, you're desperate. You take the drugs. They were no good. Anyway, there we go. Chapter 1, fighting with the doctors. Chapter 2, the Lyme disease fiasco. Well, this was when things were so bad. There were so many unexplained symptoms that I thought perhaps I had Lyme disease. I'd been bitten by ticks when I was out fishing, like I am now. Not that I've been bitten by a tick, and now, not that I'd even be worried if I got bitten by one, actually. So anyway, that big panic about Lyme disease, which is an awful business that's really taking a lot of people down and also can affect the joints. Chapter 3, A Ray of Hope. This is lovely. This is when I got to meet Gabby, my first consultation with her, really starting to understand that healing was possible. Yeah, I started to look back also in the history of our family. My father had rheumatoid arthritis in the late 50s. He moved to Jordan and it completely disappeared. And I remember thinking when I was a kid, if I ever get that, all I need to do is move into the sun. It must be just the warm weather. Well, it's not the warm weather, and it is to do with the sun, but it's also to do with other aspects. And I bought my father's old medical records, trawled through them, and found a lot of clues, and eventually came up with a very simple answer of why my father got rid of rheumatoid arthritis. Much easier than I did. I'll let you read that chapter, though. I won't spoil the story for you. Chapter 5, Getting Serious. Well, this is about all the stuff that I started to do. I started to form a plan, really, about how I was going to get better. 2011, really. Obsessive daily routine, the chapter starts off with, and it was. I'd get into the bathroom for hours, do hundreds of things, enemas, God knows what, all sorts of stuff. And it was all the vegan phase and juicing and, a couple of little things started to get better, but really things got a lot worse in that stage in many ways. And I also lost all my muscle and I got really, really emaciated. It wasn't really working at all. So, and also I ended up with kidney stones too from all the green juices and all the oxalates. You know, they say it's from protein, but it's not. Anyway, let's not get into what's in here specifically, just the outline. Yeah, so there we go, the obsessive routine that started. So chapter 6 is the end of this section of The Beast, which is beyond diet and into the cold. This is about my adventures with cold thermogenesis and a few other things where I started to look beyond diet. I'd actually discovered a ketogenic diet, and I reintroduced meat and I'm sure a lot of us know about that now, and it was on a dietary level, it was wonderful. But then there were quite a few other things that you could look at, cold thermogenesis being one of them, takes away the inflammation in the body. There's quite a bit about that in there.